Good evening, everyone. We have some tornado warnings to talk about. So let's let's jump right in. We've got several areas of rotation to look at. The first one is in Richland County, north of Claremont. Now this one, let's maximize here. This one is moving into northeastern Richland County now. We're looking primarily off to the north, closer towards southern Crawford County and the Birds Flat Rock area. That area of rotation is right about here. So that area of rotation is right there in northeastern Richland County. That's moving off to the north and to the east. Further to our south, we have another tornado warning in southern Richland County that's associated with some more rotation just west of Parkersburg. We've got another potentially slightly stronger area of rotation south of Mount Erie, what we can see on radar. If we put this into velocity, this shows us the rotation potentially present. That's kind of the area I'm watching first, is this area south of Mount Erie, moving just probably 10 miles west of Bone Gap. That's the primary area of rotation that I'm looking at. There's another area just to the south, closer to Golden Gate, just east of Fairfield. That's what we can see in Wayne County. That's the rotation areas there. So again, back further to the north, rotation doesn't look quite as strong with the northern Richland County storm. They do have a radar indicated rotation potential on it. However, I don't see quite as strong of rotation with that. So again, primary focus right now is south of Mount Erie and just west of Golden Gate, both in Wayne County. These are moving pretty well due east. Just pull one of these up. These are moving due east at about 50 miles per hour. So give me just a second. Let me change some radar settings here. And we will clean this up just a little bit. All right, so the red polygons are your tornado warnings. We have several of them issued by different National Weather Service offices. That's why they look the way they do. Just making sure the live stream is going okay here. Wonderful. Okay. Looking back at the radar. Again, our primary areas of rotation that we are watching right now are south of Mount Erie and just north of Golden Gate, both in eastern Wayne County. Those are moving east at about 50 miles per hour. We have another tornado warning. Again, this one is for southern Crawford County, northern Lawrence County, and far eastern Richland County right now, northeastern Richland County. This tornado warning is moving north to northeast at about 55 miles per hour. Again, all of these are radar indicated, nothing confirmed on the ground at this time. But it's something we are still watching. Now, if we turn on the velocity again, we can see any sort of rotation that maybe the radar, the reflectivity that you see on the left, maybe doesn't pick up. And again, the rotation signatures aren't near as prominent in our northern storm moving into Lawrence County now. If there is any rotation, it is probably crossing the county line northwest of Sumner now, moving into Lawrence County. This is going to track off to the north and to the east. Again, at about 55 miles per hour. So if you're in Birds or Flat Rock, make sure you are in your safe spaces at this time. Further to the south, again, our more significant areas of rotation are now approaching that Wayne-Edwards County line. So if you're anywhere in West Salem, Bone Gap, Albion, make sure you're in your safe spaces. Just checking in on the live stream. Looks like everything is going well. Again, two primary areas of rotation are in Wayne County. That's what we're watching at this point. You can see the rotation signatures, especially the ones south and east of Mount Erie. Let's just check in on all of these storms real quick. All still radar indicated, so nothing official confirmed by the National Weather Service there. The one south and east of Mount Erie is probably our stronger area of rotation. Notice those darker reds by that darker green shading area. If you look on the left, that is right in here, is where we are seeing that area of slightly stronger rotation in Wayne County. But there is another one. Again, that's what the multiple tornado warnings are in Wayne County, one further south around Golden Gate. Other than that, we do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Richland County and western Lawrence County are in that severe thunderstorm warning for another 14 minutes until the top of the hour. That'll take us, primarily damaging winds are the threat outside of those tornado warning polygons. I'll turn this back off of velocity for a second. In further north into Crawford County, Robinson, Oblong, Palestine, you are all good right now. You are just outside that tornado warning polygon. So damaging winds are going to be the biggest threat. Those will be pushed out of the area here fairly quickly. Olney, Noble, Flora, you are all good at this point. As this line has started to work its way through Lawrenceville, you still have another probably 15 to 20 minutes or so before this line fully moves through. And further to our south, we've got multiple tornado warnings. I think they're more overlapping at this point. So our southern tornado warning, the one that's for the rotation near Golden Gate, that's in effect for another 28 minutes. That'll take us till right about 6:15 Central Standard Time. The central one that includes the city of Mount Carmel and Albion, that's in effect for another 45 minutes. That'll take us till 6:30. And the northern tornado warning for Edwards and far northwestern Wabash counties, that's in effect here for another half an hour as well. That'll take us to 6:15 as well. So as we zoom back out, there's live look at the radar right now. Maybe some stronger winds, heavier rain, maybe some small hail moving into the Sumner area. But if we turn back on our velocity, remember, the right-hand side of your screen is that velocity image that shows us winds going towards and away from the radar. Still showing some fairly strong velocity couplets that we call them, due west of Bone Gap and right along the highway there west of Albion are the two kind of primary rotation areas that we can see. Further to the north, southern Richland County, not a whole lot of rotation that I can see in there. Still stay in your safe spaces if you are in southern Richland County, Calhoun, Parkersburg, Berryville, south of Sumner as well in southern Lawrence County. Northern Richland County, you are now out of the tornado warning. That has been reduced to just Lawrence and southern Crawford counties. And that'll be in effect for another about half hour. That'll take us to 6:15. Again, not a whole lot of rotation showing up in there yet. If there is any rotation, it's on the southern end of this polygon, in between north of Sumner and Bridgeport. Draw a little circle here. That's kind of the area that we can see. If there is any rotation, it's very, it's not a real tight rotation at this point. So that's what the National Weather Service is seeing for that northern polygon. Again, that includes northern Lawrence counties, northern Lawrence County, southern Crawford County. That's the Birds, Russellville, Flat Rock area. Thank you for everyone for showing your support. I appreciate that. Checking in on the live stream. Thank you very much. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for Lawrence County. That's Lawrence County and far eastern Richland County. That's in effect for another 25 minutes, as you can see on your screen. moving east now at 40 miles an hour. This line has slowed down just a little bit as it is approaching the state line. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are the primary threat with that, but again, it does have that tornado possible tag on it, so still need to keep aware of that, especially if you're in Lawrence County. Good idea just to stay in your safe spaces for now, and stay in your safe spaces for the next little bit as these storms move through. Got about 9 minutes until the top of the hour right now. Just to recap on the warnings that are in place right now. Edwards County is the hotspot for tornado warnings at the moment. We've got 2 separate tornado warnings. One for the rotation that was just south of Mount Erie, now approaching the Bone Gap area. That's in effect for another 39 minutes. That'll take us towards the 6:30 mark. The southern area of Edwards County, that includes places like Keensburg, Albion, and Golden Gate, that's in effect for another 24 minutes. Again, both of these areas are radar-indicated rotations. If we turn it to velocity here, again, you can kind of see what the National Weather Service is seeing in terms of rotation. The first area is just west of Bone Gap, that is moving due east at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. The second area of rotation is along Route 15 approaching the city of Albion. That one, both areas look kind of moderately, rotating at this point. So that's why those tornado warnings are in effect for both separate areas, both separate rotation areas. If you are behind the main line of storms, we'll turn this back to reflectivity or traditional radar. If you are behind the main line of storms, places like most of Wayne County, Clay County, getting to at least the northwestern half of Richland County, Jasper County, you are in the clear at this point. The line of storms has moved through from your areas. Still paying attention to the southern Richland County tornado warning that's in effect here for another 7 minutes. Again, it's still a radar indicated rotation as it approaches getting ready to cross over into getting ready to cross over into Lawrence County. I imagine that warning will be cut back here pretty quickly. We have a new tornado warning that's extended that we were just talking about north of Sumner. We see this new area of rotation that is just north of Bridgeport. So let's turn on reflectivity, and you can see that area of rotation that is being warned right now once the polygon pops back on. It is right here, due north of Bridgeport. This is moving east somewhere in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range there. That polygon popped back up, so it extended kind of on the southern end of where that existing polygon was. Let's read it. It's in effect for another 21 minutes. That'll take us close to the 6:15 mark. That's for northern Lawrence County. Again, radar indicated rotation from this storm moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. So that is the new tornado warning in effect for Lawrence County. That's really kind of a continuation of the first tornado warning that was carried over from Richland County into Lawrence County. So there is that. That's our Lawrence County tornado warnings. Again, the Richland County one I don't think will be around for a whole lot longer. I have a feeling they will let that one expire. I'm just not seeing a whole lot of rotation in that. So if you are, especially in Lawrence County, if you are in Sumner, Bridgeport, Lawrenceville, hearing those sirens going off maybe, the primary warning spot is just north of you. It's getting ready, it's kind of passing north of Bridgeport right now, getting ready to approach that Route 1 corridor just north of Lawrenceville. So if you're anywhere from Lawrenceville up to, say, Flat Rock, just make sure you're in your safe space as within the next, at least for the next 15 to 20 minutes as this line of storms approaches your neck of the woods. Remember, best safe space is in a basement If you cannot get into a basement, find the most interior room in your house. Maybe that's a closet, maybe that's a interior bathroom, and make sure to cover yourself up with some heavy blankets, maybe a comforter. Old football or baseball helmets also work as great protections for your head as these storms move in. So again, we're watching those that rotation kind of getting ready to cross Route 1 here within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Back to our south, we don't want to forget about our tornado warnings in Edwards County, or in Wayne County. Well, no, they've all been cut back to Edwards County now. So again, 2 tornado warnings in effect for anywhere from just south of West Salem to down towards Albion and Browns, all the way over to Mount Carmel and Wabash County. There are a couple areas of rotation. First one is just north and east of Albion at this point. I am looking, let me see if I can move my cursor. I am looking at this area of rotation right now, north and east of Albion. Again, kind of in a more broad area of rotation, but still keeping an eye on it. The second one, which was part of that other warning, is getting ready to approach Bone Gap if it has not approached already. So that's kind of what we can see for our Edwards County storms. These look to be weakening just a little bit, which is a good thing from where they were just a couple minutes ago. But still, if you are in any tornado warnings right now, either in Edwards or Wabash counties or further north into Lawrence and Crawford counties, make sure you are in your safe spaces. I'll take this off of velocity for just a second and kind of zoom back out, take a big picture look at things. We've got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, Lawrence, Edwards, Wabash, Wayne counties on up to southeastern Crawford County. Those are all set to expire within the next half an hour or so. I will tell you, just kind of brief overview looking at the radar. We do also have 4 tornado warnings as well. 2 in primarily Lawrence County and very southern Crawford County, and 2 in Edwards and Wabash counties. The rotation in Lawrence County looks to be a little more impressive at this point compared to the ones in Wabash and Edwards counties. These are in effect both for another 17 minutes. That'll take us to 6:15, and you can see the rotation primarily is in getting ready to cross the Route 1 corridor just north of Lawrenceville. See if we can take a different picture of this. Yeah, you can see it on velocity there on the right-hand side of your screen. Some rotation in Lawrence County, crossing that Route 1 corridor now. It looks like the primary area of rotation that I'm watching is north of Lawrenceville, south of Birds, right in this area, in that blue circle. That's moving off to the north and to the east. So if you're in northeastern Lawrence County, say around the Russellville area, great time to be in your tornado safe spaces at this point. No confirmation of any, no confirmed tornadoes or anything like that, but still a good thing to be in your safe space. Nothing really showing up on correlation coefficient. The picture that I have on the right-hand side of your screen now is what we call correlation coefficient. That's basically the radar scanning, and all the darker reds that you see are primarily rain, and any darker blues or greens that may pop up are indicating things other than rain. So that's kind of a way that they spot tornado debris, if there's shingles flying through the air, or if there's tree branches or anything like that. So we don't see any of that right now in Lawrence County, which is a good thing. So we'll take this, we'll flip this back over to, wrong button. What, reflectivity and velocity. All right, let's check back in on our Edwards County storms. Again, those, as we approach the 6 o'clock hour, We do have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings and a couple tornado warnings in effect for the eastern half of the area. The first two tornado warnings are for portions of Edwards and Wabash County, primarily Wabash County at this point. Those are in effect both for another half an hour. We have another two tornado warnings as well for Lawrence County and far southern Crawford counties. Those are in effect for another 15 minutes. Those will be in effect until 6:15. Let's revisit our Wabash County tornado warnings. Again, both are highlighting a similar area of rotation. They've, as the storm has worked off to the east, it has kind of started to mold together a little bit. So it looks like the main area of rotation that the National Weather Service is highlighting right now is east of Browns, moving towards Belmont. It's right in that blue circled area. Again, along that Route 15 corridor approaching Mount Carmel. So if you're in Mount Carmel or anywhere near Mount Carmel, make sure you're in your tornado safe zones as the storm works off to the east. And again, these storms, this line of storms is all moving due east anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour, depending on which National Weather Service is making your tornado warnings. So again, those are the two main areas of rotation. First is in northern Lawrence County, working off to the north and to the east. That'll cross over into northern Knox County here, probably within the next 10 minutes or so. That area of rotation does look to have weakened slightly as it crossed Route 1, approaching the Russellville area. So again, that's a great thing. This is getting just north of the airport now in Lawrence County. So if you know where that is, that's kind of where we're seeing rotation potential at. Or at least that's what the National Weather Service is highlighting in their tornado warning. So, again, further to the south in Wabash County.
Do you have a towel or something? Your pipe above your boiler.
Oh, yeah, it does have like rain.
The
So, yeah.
severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warnings in Wabash County, those did get upgraded from the National Weather Service, and now has a considerable damage threat tag on it, just highlighting a little bit stronger winds approaching Wabash County. That's got potentially 70-mile-an-hour winds in it now. That's why you can see that considerable damage threat tag in it there. As we flip back to reflectivity and zoom back out, you can kind of see what we're working with. Again, Richland County is pretty well all wrapped up at this point. Maybe some lingering rain showers, Calhoun, Parkersburg, off east towards Berryville, but most of that is done. The tornado warning for Lawrence County, that's probably got another 5 minutes or so on it, if I had to guess. It's got 10. They'll probably let that run out until 6:15, and then tornado worries for Lawrence County will be diminishing. Again, stronger winds moving into Wabash County now. That's got that considerable damage threat tag on it. 70-mile-an-hour winds possible. That is stretching anywhere you see those kind of darker purples, darker reds and purples. Could see some stronger winds. Flip it over to, this is a different velocity look, so this is looking at winds purely moving towards and away from the radar. This is where the National Weather Service was highlighting some of those stronger winds. Notice they're north and east of Belmont, some of those darker blues, approaching the 50 to 60 mile per hour range. thank you everyone for also checking in. I'm just reading through some of the comments now. So thank you everyone for checking in on this semi-unplanned severe weather live stream tonight. That's all right. Again, two primary areas of rotation that are still showing up on radar that the National Weather Service has warned for the next 15 or so minutes, give or take. First one is in Lawrence County. That area of rotation is now either approaching the Russellville area or now just slightly across the river into northern Knox County. If I turn this back on reflectivity and velocity, we can see that. The main rotation area, yeah, it's just south of Russellville. That's what the National Weather Service is seeing there in the blue highlighted area, or the blue circled area, that will move off to the east and cross the river here shortly. Next up on that list will be places like Bruceville and Emerson along Route 41, moving towards Terre Haute. Further to the south, we've got our rotation areas approaching the city of Mount Carmel. The two primary rotation areas that we saw in Wayne County have kind of coalesced into one rotation source. This is due east, maybe just slightly northeast of Mount Carmel. That is moving off to the east at about 45 miles per hour. So make sure if you are in the city of Mount Carmel, make sure you are in your tornado safe space. So yeah, they're trimming down the tornado warnings at this point. So again, that primary area of rotation is right now west of Mount Carmel, just north and to the west, north of Maud along Route 15. That's kind of where the strongest rotation is right now. So that's what we can see on radar.
See, there's quite a bit here.
So again, that's the primary area of rotation right now. Let me see if I can turn some of these off. There we go. Primary area of rotation is north and west of Mount Carmel, moving off to the east at about 45 miles per hour. All right. Taking a look back at our Lawrence County storm. That area of rotation, I know the warning is in effect for another 6 minutes. That area of rotation is pretty well pushed off to the east at this point. That'll push into Knox County now, as the line of storms gets ever closer to approaching the Wabash River.
Well, I don't know. Because I said if it was these and
So again, just taking a big look out here, it's now 6:10 as we are getting ready to wrap up our severe weather coverage. These rotation areas will be out of the way probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes at most. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lawrence and Crawford County. That is in effect for another 5 minutes. Damaging winds, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are the biggest threats there. Further to the south, Wabash and Edwards counties do have that considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Mainly that's for 70-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts, possibly. Again, those wind gusts will be on the leading edge of things, which is now approaching the Wabash River. We do have still that tornado warning for the city of Mount Carmel. If we flip back to velocity, excuse me. Again, that main area of rotation is on the east edge on the north edge, north and east edge of Mount Carmel, right? Looks like near the Cherry Hill Estates area, and some of the homes to the north end of Mount Carmel as you come down Route 1. Zoom in, we'll take a little bit closer look here. Again, that's where the primary rotation area is, on that north edge of Mount Carmel. That's moving off to the east, should be out of the Mount Carmel area in the next 5 minutes or so. All right, so a couple more minutes on the severe thunderstorm, or on the tornado warnings there in Wabash County. That's the primary one that we're watching. That'll push off to the east here very shortly. Probably another radar scan or two, and that will be out of our neck of the woods. So we dropped the one tornado warning for Mount Carmel. We just have one left. That's in effect technically for another 17 minutes. That'll take us until 6:30. The tornado warnings for Lawrence County, that rotation area has now pushed off to the east. They will let those expire momentarily. So again, the one, and they just let that one expire, I think. We'll see if it bounces back on, but it looks like they have let it expire. Wonderful. So the main area of rotation is now pushed off to the east out of the city of Mount Carmel. If we look on reflectivity one last time before we get ready to wrap everything up, that rotation is now east of Mount Carmel. Nothing really to worry about there. And the rotation is now pushed off to the east in Lawrence County. So they will let that tornado warning expire very briefly, or very quickly here as we approach 6:15. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this live stream this afternoon and this evening. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the Steeper Weather Forecasting page. Stay tuned for updates. Weather looks significantly calmer as we go into these last couple days of 2025. Be ready, though, for the colder air that is already filtering into the area as we go through the overnight hours tonight and into tomorrow. Your morning commute tomorrow will be chilly with winds gusting out of the northwest and air temperatures out the door tomorrow morning in the teens. So be ready for that. Bundle up as you head out and about tomorrow morning. Again, just a couple severe thunderstorm warnings left to expire. We're going to go ahead and let this live stream expire. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is Ethan Stieber with Stieber Weather Forecasting, signing off for tonight.